Namaste friends, welcome to Guru Shakti channel of learning. This video continues with one of the concepts under the chapter 2 of Microeconomics, the theory of consumer behavior, especially related to ordinal utility analysis, that is properties of indifference maps. Let us recall about indifference curves. Here is a schedule which expresses the preference or the choices that the consumer makes. Example, among bananas and mangoes, at the beginning the consumer prefers more of mangoes than bananas. That is, 1 banana and 15 mangoes are demanded by him or her. Next, you can notice that the consumer wanted to have 1 extra banana, and to have 1 more banana, he or she gave up 3 mangoes. The consumption bundle thus at second situation is 2 and 12. This consumption bundle is named as B. The more the consumer wants to have bananas, the more he or she gives up mangoes. Even in the third situation, the consumption bundle, that is C, 3 and 10, shows that for 1 more additional banana, the consumer has given up 2 mangoes. In situation 4, in order to have 1 more banana, the consumer has given up 1 mango. A, B, C and D represents the combination of 2 different commodities that gives the same utils of satisfaction to the consumer. A graph could be drawn to represent the different consumption bundles A, B, C and D. While x-axis represents bananas and y-axis represents mangoes. At all points, the consumer is deriving same level of satisfaction. The graph drawn using the consumption bundle is called indifference curve. When more than 1 indifference curve are represented on the same graph, it gives rise to family of indifference curves. These family of indifference curves are known as indifference map. The indifference map has few features. The first one being that the indifference curve slopes downwards from left to right. This happens because the amount of one thing is given up in order to get 1 extra of the another. In such a situation, the curve that forms on the graph will slope downwards as there exists an inverse relationship. At the same time, while the amount of one variable being taken is increasing, the amount of another variable being taken is decreasing. When this is the situation, while graphically representing the formation of the curve slopes downwards from left to right. The second feature is that the higher the indifference curve, the greater level of utility is experienced by the consumer. And what is meant by higher the indifference curve? It means more the curve forms towards the right, we can say that the satisfaction is higher. Here, the satisfaction in terms of green colored indifference curve is more than the blue one, and the red colored indifference curve represents the highest level of satisfaction. Here we can say that the indifference curve formed towards right and is far from the y-axis has schedules with higher numbers than the numbers that led to the formation of the previous indifference curve, which is comparatively nearer to the y-axis. The third feature of the indifference curve is two indifference curves never touch each other. That is, the situation wherein one indifference curve crosses the other indifference curve never happens. If overlapping occurs, it leads to confusions in the interpretation regarding consumers' satisfaction.